Welcome back to Mammy's Kitchen today, and this is our final show. Kind of a little sad, but I'm really excited to fix a good old-fashioned jam cake. And then I've got some pinto beans going, and we're gonna fix some fried bologna and cheese, some good country favorites. So this recipe is in my grandmother's family, the Cookin cookbook, and we have had this around since 1999. We started cooking at the restaurant from this cookbook. Sad thing is I no longer have it. It is no longer being published. The good thing is we are working on a new cookbook that will be called Mammy's Kitchen with the Cookin recipes, which is my mom's mother, Mammy, and the Gribbins recipes, which is Mammy Clyde, my dad's mom. But first, since we're doing this jam cake, it's gonna take us a while. I went on ahead and put a pot of pinto beans on. And I've got them good cooking over here. They've been on for a couple of hours. Now what I've done is I've taken a bag of beans, I've gone through them, threw the old dirty ones away or the rotten beans away, just like Mammy Lucille did, and put them in a pot, covered them with water, a big ham hock, salt and pepper, and that's it. All right, so, okay, I've got to follow the recipe book. Okay, so we're gonna start with, it says cream, margarine, sugar, and eggs. So that is, okay, we've got 1 cup of margarine melted. It says room temperature. So that's good. Then I've got sugar. I have got, bear with me now, I'm doing this without my glasses, 1 cup of sugar. So I've got 2 cups here. I just need 1 cup. Okay, I'm gonna put 1 cup of sugar in here. Almost there. Because I'm gonna need a little bit of sugar later. So, all right. There's 1 cup exactly. So I'm gonna cream, margarine, sugar, and eggs. So it's calling for 4 eggs. Yes, when I first did this cake, I'm telling you, always look at your eggs before you dump them in the cake. If they have any kind of blood in them, throw them away. They are not good at all. So I just kind of open them like that. They're good. So we're going to cream together our 4 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, and our margarine, which is 1 cup, which was 2 sticks for me. I think that looks pretty creamy. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 cup of milk and a teaspoon of vanilla. 1 teaspoon. It smells so good. And 1 cup of milk, so. There we go. Put that over there. I'll need that a little bit later for the icing. Put that in there. Got a lot of steps to this cake, and I guess that's why it tastes so good. Mix that. All right, that's good. Keep my spatula with me to make sure I get it. Scrape the sides. All right, now I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to start on our dry ingredients. Okay, so the dry ingredient, mix all dry ingredients until smooth. So I've got 3 cups of plain flour, which would be all-purpose. So there's 3 cups, got it. And then I've got, I've got the good fun stuff. I've got cinnamon right here, and it is half a tablespoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of nutmeg, which my nutmeg is right here. And so I'm gonna do this. 1 tablespoon. Ooh, that's gonna be good. And it smells amazing. There we go. Let's add it all. Woo! Love that smell. And then the nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon. So this is going to be, oh gosh, that smells just like the holidays. Oh, I love that. 1 teaspoon of soda, 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, I've got 1 teaspoon of soda. It's really, really fine, and that's what's going to make it rise. And then we've got 4 teaspoons of baking powder. 4 teaspoons. It's not good to do this without your glasses, but I don't know where mine are. 2, 3, 4. And this gives it the density for a good, rich cake. Moist. Okay, so I think that's all my dry for now. So I've got nutmeg, cinnamon, my flour, baking soda, baking powder in here. And I'm going to go ahead now and add my pinch of salt because I don't want to forget about it. I'm telling you, salt really makes a difference if you forget it. If I'm making a pie at work, any of our meringue pies, you forget that salt, you really can't tell that difference. And it's just a pinch. Okay, I've got these mixed well. All right, so we're going to incorporate this into our wet mixture. Okay. Add to butter mixture and mix well. So I'm going to add a little bit at a time. I'm really proud of myself when I do make one of these and it turns out right. Get all the lumps out. See all those spices in there? All right, get my spatula. Scrape my sides down so I know it's all mixed really, really good. Oh, that's so pretty. Smells great. Okay, what's next? So add to butter mixture. We've done that. Add jams. Okay, this was one of my hardest things to find was the pear preserves, peach preserves. Okay, this is the pear and peach together. So there is 1/2 cup of peach preserves, 1/2 cup of pear preserves. And I have to make my own pear preserves because I can't find them anywhere. And they may be like at a farmer's market. So if you see any of these preserves during the summer and the fall, when the farmer's markets are open, grab them if you're wanting to fix this cake for the holidays. Okay, so we've got the strawberry jam. It's right here. Therefore, it's called the jam cake. So we've got the blackberry jam, which is my favorite. Could eat that on anything. All right, so we've got strawberry jam, 3/4 of a cup. Blackberry jam, 3/4 of a cup. 1/2 cup of peach preserves, 1/2 cup of pear preserves. Okay, so jams, raisins, nuts, and coconut. All right, so we're going to add the raisins, 1.5 cups of raisins. Wow, this is going to be the moistest cake ever. I'm not kidding you. Goodness gracious. All right, so we've got 1/2 cup of coconut. Then our nuts. Okay, 1 cup of pecans, which I'll just love, love, love. I think this is what makes the cake. So we've got, let me see how much we put in there. 1 cup of black walnuts. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, so now what I do different, so I think that's going to be it. Got all of this in there. We're going to mix it with a spatula or wood spoon. Oh my goodness. I just get really excited. If this turns out, it really makes me proud to be a cook, a country cook. Oh yeah, and I made this for the state fair contest, baking contest last year. I didn't win because I think my icing messed it up. It's going to take me, you know, I'm not really good on the icing, but we're going to try it today. So hopefully for you guys, I can do the right kind of icing. But the cake was delicious. So, my last ingredient, and I'm so sorry, Mammy Clyde, and I'm so sorry, Mammy, because they were very strong Baptist, and so am I, but I really like to put some maple bourbon in this. I'm going to do a little bit of bourbon, and I've got a cup here, and I'm using a maple flavored bourbon. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I'll be doing tonight. But anyway, I'm going to put... Let's see how much I want to put enough to taste, or why put it in there and all, but not enough to take away from all the other flavors, the black walnuts, the jams. Okay, let's do, got a 1/3 cup here, and I've got a lot of cake here. So I'm just going to pour a little bit. That's about half of that 1/3. Mix a little bit. Make sure I've got all my ingredients, because it's a lot of ingredients in here. And pour a little bit more because I'm not smelling it. So I'm going to just taste. Still don't think I have enough bourbon in that. 1/3 cup, just a little bit more. It is a party tonight for adults, so next, bake at 350 degrees until done. Okay, this will make 3 10-inch tube cakes. This will make 3 10-inch tube cakes. So I don't know what they're talking about when they said tube. I don't have one. Must have been some old thing. I don't know. But I do have these. So we're going to do 2. Because what I'll probably do later, this is a cake that I'm going to take this much time and get all of these ingredients. I'm making 2 of them because I would like to take one to the restaurant. So I'm going to spray it. Make sure it's all good and clean. Spray that, and I've cut out some wax paper, put in the bottom. Just so it's going to come out, hopefully, perfect. And you know what? I'm going to do something else, because I certainly don't want to mess up for you. But I'm going to add a little bit of my flour. It's going to put a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. That blackberry is what's giving it all that dark color. Okay, there's one. Oh, I smell that bourbon now. Yum, yum. Even better, it's maple bourbon. Oh my goodness. Make sure I have enough. A little bit more in this one. I love to entertain and I love to cook. So I love when my friends come over and have something really good. So I'm going to hit it on the counter a couple of times to get all the little air pockets out of it. And 350 until done. Okay, so we'll just stick a toothpick in it so I'll know. So let's bring it on over. Oh goodness, I can't wait. So we've got our pinto beans, and this is going to be the last boil down. They're still a little bit too watery, and I'll kind of show you here. There's my good old ham hock. Oh my goodness. Look at all that good fat and bone in there. You can see how brown and pretty they are. And so they're a little bit too watery. I wanted my juice a little bit thicker. So we're going to let them cook down a little bit more. And since I'm doing the pinto beans, I want a good old fried bologna and cheese sandwich. So let's turn our stove on. I'm going to put that on high. Maybe a little olive oil in there. I'm going to take that off. And what I'm gonna do is make some cuts. You know, this is one of the most popular items. Pinto beans is by far one of the most popular items. But fried bologna, for the tourists that come in to all the bourbon distilleries, they want a good old fried bologna and cheese, and I'm so excited to offer that to them. So we're gonna get that really good and hot before I put it on there. Got that, get the oil. Oh goodness. Got that cut. And the reason why I cut it, because it will curl up on you like a bow. And I want it good and flat. I'm gonna do 3. We are working on, if you hear any sawing and hammering, we've got a special gift for our grandchildren this Christmas. We are building them a cabin, their own very cabin in our basement. It's their room, and so I'm really excited for them to see it, and I'll show it to you a little bit later. We're almost done. Again, I say it all the time, I have the best employees anywhere. I will guarantee that 150%. I really, really do. I love you all. Merry Christmas to you all and your families. There's nothing better than the 44 people that work for Mammy's Kitchen. Love you. I'm going to cut a ciabatta bread roll. It's a little bit thick, or you can use just plain white bread, but I like my bread a little bit thicker, and I love the stove. Do you want it burnt? Yes, you do. The better, the burnt-er, the better. And then we're going to put some cheese on here. I got a little mixture of Swiss, mozzarella, and cheddar. And just stick it on there like that. Turn it down on low so that cheese will melt. Oh my goodness. It's almost like bologna jerky. And there you go. You have a great lunch and dinner. I mean, all in one day. And I'm going to butter a little bit of this. I'm going to put it in. Oh, I got to tell you a story about me and butter. Always, always had a fatal attraction towards butter. And when I say fatal, I'm telling you, if I die by butter, I'm fine with that. All right, so we're going to get some of our bologna off. Let me get a spatula because I don't want to tear it up. Oh, my goodness. And we've got the same side, kind of burnt too. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, you can't beat a fried bologna sandwich from Mammy's Kitchen. And so I'm going to stick my butter in there, my bread in there. Let that get good and golden brown. Check on our beans. Oh my goodness. Gosh, they're looking good. Me and Fly will be able to eat these for 2 or 3 days. Oh my goodness. Doughy, buttery. Put that cheese burnt a little bit. Don't mind that a bit. Perfect. Yum. You know what? Let's do another one. Shouldn't do this, but I really want to check on my cakes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, perfect. Oh. And the aroma. Oh my goodness. Wish my house would smell this way throughout the holidays. And there you go, lunch. So my beans are thickening up a little bit. Keep stirring them. And at this point, I'm going to turn them on low. Because I don't want them to burn. The worst smell ever is burnt beans. The worst smell in the house. And believe me, we've burnt many, many pans in the restaurant. And I just have to be quite honest with my customers when they come in. I'm sorry, I burnt the beans today. Can't you smell the smell in the whole restaurant? But these are getting really, really close. And I'm going to put that on there because it kind of steams them and gets that kind of the thickening agent for the juice. I want the juice, but I kind of want it a little bit thicker. So I am Daniel Boone, and this is going to be my grandkids' cabin. I'm so excited. I did help hold the roof up, and I did help do the windows, but as far as that, I didn't do much more, but other than just kind of clean up. I'm going to decorate this. It's going to be so exciting. They've got a loft in there, and we're going to put our Daniel Boone hat right here. So I'm so excited. And if anybody's got any ideas of how to help me decorate this, please give me a call, because I'm so excited. I don't know what to put in it. I think the bear is going to be, oh, I need a name. Camp Bear something. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I hope the kids absolutely just love this. I know I'll be down here playing in it. Might even camp out some too. All right, I'm going to attempt. It's kind of crazy doing this on TV, but I'm going to attempt to do this caramel frosting. I messed it up when I took it to the state fair last year. So it's still good, but I don't know how pretty it's going to be. So what we're going to do, this is a family recipe, is we start with a pound of butter. Okay, so I've got it on high because it's a pound of butter. So therefore, that's 4 sticks of butter. I'm going to double this recipe. So I'm going to let that melt. Let's get this to melting. It's like watching paint dry. Let's wait. Let's go over here and check on my beans. Oh, they are done. Oh my goodness. See how thick that got, but still a little bit of juice. Look, the bone from the ham hock, and that is just falling apart, and that's fine. Okay, so it says melt butter in saucepan, stir in brown sugar. So stir my brown, get it melted a little bit more, then we'll add our brown sugar, and it calls for 1 cup of brown sugar. If you ask me, I mean, a lot of people at the restaurant that watch my show are always asking me about the butter. And yes, it's just country cooking, and you do use a lot of butter. But I have a butter story. I've always loved the taste of butter. And so when we used to live in Louisville, I was 2 to 3 years old. Couldn't been over 3, because then we moved back home to Marion County. But my mom told me a story that I used to go to all the neighbors and borrow a stick of butter. And while I was out at the neighbors' houses at 3 years old, but back in those days, you just did. So I would go to each neighbor's house and borrow a stick of butter. And here's your butter. And then one day, couple of the neighbors came to my mom. They're like, "What are you cooking? Chris has just come over here and gets butter from us all the time. What are you making?" And my mom is like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not borrowing butter." And I was eating sticks of butter. Not that I was starved or anything, but I just loved the taste of butter. So you'll definitely see me have butter on every show I do. I'm just going to die by butter. For real. All right. Got my brown sugar. Butter and sugar. Okay, all that butter is melted in that brown sugar. Okay, so the next part is, okay, got the brown sugar in there. Boil slowly, stirring constantly for 2 minutes. All right, I'm at 14. So 116. Gotta let it boil first. All right, let's get it boiling. It's on high. So I want that to boil. So there we got a good boil going. Stirring constantly. And there's a lot of different ways to make a caramel or a brown sugar icing. This is just one of my favorite, and there's probably a lot of easier ways. It's pretty easier. Butter and brown sugar you can actually make into a caramel icing, but I just love the texture of this one, and that's what I'm going for, a smooth, creamy texture. Okay, so while we've got that boiling, I've been a couple of minutes So, okay, add milk and bring back to boil. So it's 1/4 cup of milk, and I've doubled this, so. Okay. Calmed it, cooled it down, so we're gonna bring it back to the boiling stage now. Okay, I brought it back to boil. I'm gonna turn it off, and then this is the tricky part. This is where we add this sugar. Stir. I'm sorry, making a mess. You've got to work fast. You've got to work fast. Okay, once I get it in here, I'm gonna get my whisk. All right, let's see if I can do this. Oh, it looks pretty good. Get all the lumps. That's where I mess up. I always have lumps. So I get my whisk. That looks good. It's gonna be hot, but I want to taste it. That tastes good. All right, we're gonna give it a few minutes and see if this worked out. Made a little mess here, but that's okay. I'll clean it up. All right, it's time. I can smell these cakes, and it is time to take them out. Oh my goodness. That is, I think, gonna be good. Oh, I don't even have to have a toothpick in these, but just to show you, let's put one in there. Well, you know, a gem cake is really dense. That is clean as a whistle. All right, I need to get these cakes done. I've got a lot to do. Now, I need them to cool down fast. So rather putting them in the fridge, which would dry them out, you don't ever put your cakes in the refrigerator, even after they're done and icing. That will dry them out a lot. So we always put them in the freezer. It captures that moistness and cools them down a little bit faster for you too. So I'm gonna put these in the freezer a little bit and get all my dishes ready to icing. Okay, here's the test. Again, I'm going to be tested to see if this cake comes out. So that's a little bit flatter. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom. And these are really heavy cakes. Perfect! Woo! Oh my goodness. Look at all those raisins and nuts in there. It's like my baby. It's just like my little baby. Oh my goodness. Oh, good. Okay, so how I know that this icing is going to harden is by the side of my pan. You see, it's hot, but it's still sticking to the side. It doesn't, I know this by experience only. My state fair cake, it was too thick and too hard. This is perfect. And I kept thinking this wasn't perfect, but it actually was. It's gonna get really hard as it sets in on this cake. And I also doubled the recipe, so it takes a little bit longer than if it was just for one cake. But remember, I'm making another cake after this. Let's take this one. Okay, so all three things I sprayed. I put the wax paper, then I sprayed it again, and I put the flour. So that was a good deal there. See, from the side of the pan, how that's getting. And it tastes so good. Just take it over the sides. Oh my gosh. How yummy that is. I'm the elder gem cake maker now. Don't mind it a bit. Feel very proud. All right, so we're gonna put this aside, let it cool, and I wanna have some pinto beans and my fried bologna sandwich. All right, let's taste our beans. Whew, good. bite of my sandwich. That's good. Fried bologna, man. It's the best lunch ever, and I'm having it for dinner tonight too. Just enough salt, pepper, and that ham hock. Love that juice. Oh, some good cornbread, or this fried bologna sandwich dipped down in there. This is a good old country Brownsville on gravel switch lunch. Just love it. Now I want to taste my cake. I'll be back for that. Yes, my icing worked out. Give me a little slither. Can't wait for my friends to see this tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so moist. Wow. Scrape that off that knife. Grab some more. Oh, see, that's just like a candy. That's my favorite part. Yum. All right, here we go. I'm nervous. It's really, really moist. And I think that maple bourbon really plays a good part in that. Oh my goodness. That is the best cake I've ever had. And thank you. I did put just enough bourbon in there. Has that flavor, but not overwhelming. Wow, this is the best cake I've ever made. And it's because of you. Wow. See if I can get one of them black walnuts in here. Wow. Man, my tongue and my stomach is loving this. Wow. That, Mammy, is the best cake I've ever had. I'm not kidding you. That is beautiful, festive, and one of the prettiest dishes I've made this year. I'm going to have to do a lot more of these today. Wow, I'm bringing one of these to the restaurant tomorrow for everybody to enjoy. And I want to thank you all again. If you want to see me, this is our last show of the year in 2018. Feel free to call the restaurant or email me at christyjoe36@hotmail.com. Let me know of some recipes that you would like for me to fix, or if you would even like to see me again in the year of 2018. Or call our local programming, PLG. Thank you so much, Patrick and John and Danielle, for being with me on these cooking shows. It has been the best fun I have ever had. It really makes me feel like a great mammy and a great cook. I wish you all a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and hope to see you on the new year, 2018.